What is going on, Guardians? Briar Rabbit here. Welcome to Shard It or Keep It, the series where I make an argument both for and against dismantling an item, and you make the decision. This week, we will be making the fateful decision for the legendary scout rifle, Badger CCL. But first, let's take a look at last week's weapon, the Unwilling Soul 09. The Unwilling Soul is a legendary auto rifle sold by the Dead Orbit vendor, but I got mine as a drop in the Nightfall. The perks on it include persistence and third eye. Arguments for sharding this weapon were legion. It is a very high fire rate, low impact weapon with perks that don't give it much of a performance buff. It does very little damage and it's inaccurate. In PvE, it takes multiple clips to take down enemies, and in PvP, it's simply not accurate enough to keep sustained fire on the enemy's head, giving it a very long time to kill. In fact, this weapon is so crappy that I could find no redeeming values whatsoever. So I made a promise. If the Shard It votes won, I would simply dismantle this weapon and be done with it. But if Keep It won, I would run it through a Nightfall strike as my only weapon. As you can imagine, the comments were as plentiful as they were passionate. Scott said, "You're either brave or foolish for putting your Nightfall in our hands. As entertaining as it would be, I can't in good conscience damn you to such a fate. Shard that tissue tosser, a potato gun hurts more." The Seba GG says, "Keep it. It's an awesome weapon, good stability, range, and a nice impact too. I know this is a lie, I just want to see you suffering in the Nightfall with that thing." Dan the Mandem said, "I fart in my own hand and smell it," and Squirrely said, "That would do more damage than this gun." In the end, with a vote of 167 for Keep It to 136 for Shard It, Keep It wins. So I will make good on my promise to run this testament for gun control through the Nightfall. This week, the Badger CCL is on the chopping block. This legendary scout rifle is available from the Quartermaster, but I got mine from a vendor package. The Badger CCL features a low fire rate and high impact with good stability, range, and reload stats. Perks on this one include Zen Moment. Causing damage with this weapon increases stability, and Firefly. Precision kills with this weapon cause the target to explode. Good perks for PvE, but a bit lackluster in PvP. In PvE, this is a really good vendor weapon. It does big damage, has good accuracy, and Firefly really helps with tightly packed mobs of enemies. The range and stability are both great for making repeated headshots fairly easily from a distance, and that is where this gun must stay, at a distance. Once your enemies have closed in, this gun and scout rifles in general get a bit tougher to use. The handling on this weapon feels a bit too slow and cumbersome for anything but mid and long range engagements, at which time you would be better off switching to a shotgun or a fusion rifle. But for some reason, I just don't use it that much. Perhaps it's the other stellar scouts that are to blame. Vision of Confluence or Fang of Your Ute both see more use in the hands of my Guardians. While neither has the high impact of the Badger, they do have elemental damage. This makes them far more useful in Nightfalls or against shielded enemies, and the Mida Multi-Tool, which can't compare to the Badger in terms of raw damage output numbers, does give the extra boost to agility that I love so much. In PvP, scout rifles are currently in an odd spot. They are the longest range primary weapons in Destiny, but for the most part, that isn't a stat that makes the most difference inside the Crucible. This is because of the design of most of the Crucible maps. They offer far more close to medium range engagements than long range ones. Scout rifles can succeed in the medium range, but pulse rifles and hand cannons are generally very good in this range as well, and commonly have a faster time to kill. Now, the Badger is not bad in the Crucible. In fact, by staying at the edges of the map and trying to commit to long-range engagements only, I do see success with this weapon. But again, like in PvE, I find that there are just better options available. The Mida multi-tool with its agility bonuses and Gelion's Demise with its more Crucible-friendly perks come to mind immediately. The Badger Zen Moment perk is great for Crucible, but Firefly is basically useless as enemies rarely are close enough together to get it to do damage. In the end, the Badger is really good in PvE, mainly due to its accuracy, high impact, and Firefly perk. But in Nightfalls and against shielded enemies, it does give up elemental damage to the Raid Scout rifles. In PvP, again, its high damage and stability are huge pluses, but the perks are not optimal for Crucible use. So that's it. I have argued both for and against dismantling the Badger CCL. Now it's up to you. In the comments below, cast your vote. Shard it or keep it, you decide. And in the next episode, I will act upon your recommendation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.